I'm bringing myself up because it will not let me unmute you. You are muted.
There we go. Now can you hear me now?
Yep. Hear you great. I'm going to get out of here now.
Bye. So that's CCM. CCM's helping me on the back end. As you can tell, I need it because my microphone doesn't even work because I'm muting myself. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to open up a couple of packages that I received. They're DePIN projects that I'm in right now. Sorry, they're DePIN projects that I'm going to get into, and we'll look at them. We'll talk a little bit about the projects themselves. There's a few apps that recently came out. One that's free, and maybe we touch on the Seeker phone a little bit as well. So that's sort of what I had planned today. I'm thinking maybe a half hour, maybe a little bit longer. We'll see how it goes. If you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the comments, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. And we'll get started. So we'll just check out who's in the chat first of all. CCM, if you're there, do you know how to put the chat on the screen? Oh, there you go. See? Perfect. All right. All right. Who do we got here? Shuby, heading to a beach party. Have fun. Thanks for stopping by. RD Tyndale, thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. Jay Styles, you're first, sure. Yep. Thank you for coming on. Geekrar's here. And word up, Kevin K. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming on. You're a big supporter of the channel. I appreciate that. DePIN Jar. Yeah. Maybe I might change my name at some point. We'll see. Dubish. Welcome. Welcome. And yes, we got that figured out. Now, thank you for letting me know. Oh, you shared it on Reddit. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. DePIN. That is correct. And you're welcome. So I hope the Seeker videos are helpful. I've been tracking my usage because it's been all over the place. And if you watched my recent short, I had also put it on X as well, where the amount of usage that you have to produce in order for you to fill out these 3 rings is starting to get a little bit crazy. And it doesn't seem like it's sustainable, especially in the store. If you're trying to get the in the store category filled out, it's taking a lot of effort. By Friday, it was about 3/4 of the way full, and I wasn't able to go the whole way. So I ended up putting in something like 22 reviews and installed 10 more different dApps. The numbers are crazy, but anyways, I won't go into that. What we'll do right now is I got some boxes over here. I'm going to pull this up on the screen. And how do I make it bigger? Let's just, we'll go like that. There we go. All right. You may not even see me because I'm just going to walk over here. This is the first one. Oh, Seeker, nowhere close to Seeker stats. I gave a few weeks ago. I completely agree with you. I am looking at possibly giving up to. There's an airdrop, and if the airdrop actually happens, it's supposed to be a reasonable amount, hopefully to offset the cost of that. So grateful for your deco. Yes, thank you, man. I appreciate you. I've been leaving the dApp whenever I close it. I found last week by adding featured dApps, it helped and close the last ring. Really? Okay, so most of the featured dApps are already installed, which sucks. If there is, I think they said that there's 200 dApps in the dApp store. I probably have more than half of those installed right now, and I always install the featured ones because that's supposed to help. This week so far, if I take a look at my phone, I don't even think I've filled out a ring yet. Let's see. Yep, I have made 0 progress on here. What some people have told me is to clear the cache on the wallet, and that should actually help with your stats. I'm getting a lot of feedback on X on different tweaks and ways around the system. So I might actually put a video just specifically on that for people that are having problems with that. Okay, so what I'll do is I can open up the first box and we'll take a look at this project. And this one is called 4DSKY. So while I have that opened up, let me see if I can share the window. I'm going to remove myself off of it. All right, so that is everything that came out of this box. This is called 4DSKY. Let's see what we got over here. Yes, it's okay. So this project is similar to Wingbits. However, they are trying to also get crafts that come to a lower altitude. So their focus actually isn't just aviation, but it's drones as well. And let me just pull this up over here. And you'll be able to take a look at that. All right. So this is the 4DSKY website. So it's a DePIN project that is building a decentralized flat tracking network. And instead of having a centralized server, what they're doing is they're going to be using a variety of sensors that are in a defined area. Obviously, the more sensors that you get, the more density, the more accurate the information is. And that also gives redundancy as well as failover and more accurate data. So they're trying to build up this network. And it looks like they're specifically targeting drones. That's one of many different flying objects that are out there. Maybe UFOs will be added to the list. I don't know. But this is an interesting project just because Wingbits has had so much success, and there's not a lot of there's not a lot of projects in the space. So this is definitely one that I'm taking a look at. What I'll be doing is I'll be doing a full breakdown on this project just to see what they're producing and how far along they are so far in the roadmap. So this isn't a brand new project. I believe it started in 2024, at least development started in 2024, and they've progressed along where you can actually now purchase a unit. These are not DIY. This is a very specific set of hardware that we have right now. You can see that we have, it's called the Air Squirter. That's going to be this red box right over here. And what this has is it has a LAN port on it, so you can connect it to your network. And then you also have an ADS-B and a UAT ports on it. So you can connect antennas to this. This box isn't designed to be outside. So there are some temperatures that you have to be aware of when you're installing this. And I believe the lowest it goes is to 0 degrees Celsius. So for me in Canada, it's not a great idea to have this installed outside. Before I had a DePIN shed where I'd put a lot of my hardware out there, and that was useful. But this time I just moved. I don't have a shed yet. So what I'm going to be doing is, it looks like it came with some cables. I'm going to guess maybe 20 feet worth of cables. That's not going to be enough for me, so I'm going to have to look for something a little bit longer, and I might temporarily install this in my garage. The antenna itself is going to need the most amount of visibility in your area as possible for it to get the best reception and to provide value to the network. So if you're looking at that project and you're interested in this, you're going to want roof access. And if you're already running something like WingBits, you already understand, or Helium, you already understand the more visibility of the sky that you get, the better it is for you. I'll put this over here. The antenna. So it comes with 2 antennas, and that's new. I'm kind of surprised it comes with 2 antennas. So I don't know what the 2 antennas are for. And I'm going to have to, there is 2 ports on this. So maybe one is for ADS-B and one is for UAT. That's a wild guess. But what I'll do, since this is an open box video, I'm not going to waste too much time on it. What I will do is I'll do a full breakdown and drop a video on that specifically if you're interested in it. And I'm looking to drop the video in the next day or 2. So if 4DSKY is something that's interesting to you, there are links for the project in the description below. I can go ahead and do a dive. I'll also put the white paper because I know that's really important for most people. Just quickly check out the comments over here. Do you know if you install anything else from those boxes and poles outside? Yeah. So, yeah. So if you have, like I have poles that I had a lot of antennas attached to as well, probably going to utilize those again. I have a little bit of a ravine down past my backyard, so the sky is a little bit open. I'm going to see how long the cable is. Right now, I'm not trying to buy more cables because I'll be doing some stuff in the backyard. But we'll see how long the cable length is required for this. And then maybe we'll take a look at that. Surprised you're not more aggressive. No, I'm not trying to be aggressive with the referrals. So that's just the way I operate. If you decide to go into the project, that's great. If you use my referral link, that's great. I'm not forcing anybody. I'm a nerd, and I like just getting involved with different projects just for the joy of that. If you want to use it and support the channel, that's great. It helps me grow. Eventually, I'll get an editor that will help the quality of my content. And yes, thank you. I think it's when I walk away from the camera, you won't be able to hear me that well. Is it US based? Actually, the team that I'm aware of is out of the UK, and they're deploying the project around the world. I know there is a focus on the UK and I believe in the United States. I believe when I was listening to a live stream, they were talking a lot about Miami. But you can deploy this pretty much anywhere in the world. So yeah, you're not restricted. You're not restricted that I'm aware of. Again, if you want to double check, the white paper is in the description, so you can check that out. I'm about 6 miles in line. Oh, wow. Okay, so if you have close proximity to an airport, that is going to be excellent for this project. They haven't actually said it in the white paper, but I believe proximity to the airport is going to matter more than anything else, because that's who they're going to be selling it to. Now, from what I understand, is they already have potential clients, or they've already signed clients. I don't think they've announced it yet, but they've definitely talked about it. So when it comes to revenue and projects, that's one of the main things that I'm focusing on when it comes to DePIN. I've experimented with a ton of different projects, and majority of them never get any revenue, and they don't go anywhere. So if you're buying the hardware, or if you're buying the token, and if it goes to zero, I mean, you really just wasted your money. At least if they have the potential for clients, or they already have some signed up, that obviously makes it a more attractive project. And that's really what I'm focused on going forward, is projects that are actually generating revenue, so the token actually has some value, and I'm contributing to that. Welcome, gaming. Welcome. I appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support. You're great. Yes. Who are the customers? Okay, so I have to see if they have it listed on their site. Just give me a second here and see if they've mentioned the customers. So on their website, I don't see any of the customers mentioned, but they do say that there's 3 UK airport integrations. So I believe the team is working closely with some UK airports, which is great. It's not necessarily the commercial airports, the large international airports, that have the problem or require the use of this. It's going to be the more regional ones, where the cost to have a system that's reliable is pretty expensive, especially if they're not operating with a large budget. So the more density of sensors that you have around these airports, the more it helps. It's also a lower cost type of system that they can integrate into their network. Again, it's really going to come down to the amount of sensors and the density of it for this to be a viable project. That's typically what it is for most projects. Yes, thanks for pointing that out. So if I'm going to be running a very long cable, which I probably will do, I think I'm going to be needing maybe 50 feet. That's a really good thing to point out. Shielding is possible. Also will need one of those lightning adapters as well. Since it's going to be the higher than the house, that's probably going to be an issue. Okay. All right. Yeah, so looking at it right now, it does seem like it's a very similar cable. So if I can split it off and connect multiple devices to the same antenna, I'm definitely going to go ahead and do that. All right, let me just... we're going to open up the second box. That's what we'll do. All right, so the next one that I'm going to open up is called Arkeen. Let me get it. Okay, so this is an energy project, and shout out to Mohammed Hayat, who actually told me about this project, and that's how I got involved with it. It is an energy project very similar to Star Power. There's also WABA. I'm in both of those right now. I think decentralized energy will be interesting to get into as it starts to grow, especially with the talk of offsetting your carbon footprint, at least corporations that are trying to do that. So I think the narrative of what they're trying to do is possibly has some growth behind it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to open this up right now so you can see what's inside. I should mention, I don't actually know what's inside this box. This could be for my work, but I'm just guessing it's for the project. Yeah. Okay, so it was for the project. That's great. Can you zoom in? I wonder if I can zoom in. Okay, there you go. I zoomed in a bit so you can see everything that's, oh, it's upside down. All right, so that's everything that came with it. So it's a plug. It's a plug that goes into the wall. And let me pull up the website over here. Hey, CCM, if you're there, can you put the website up and swap out my picture? I don't know if I can do that. To CCM, he's in the back end helping me run this stream because I'm terrible at it. All right, so the project that I'm looking at is called Arkeen Network. This is a decentralized project, a DePIN project as well. And it's for regenerative finance or refi. So that's a new term for me. I don't know anything about it. But their focus is on green data, and it wants to build a global network where individuals' eco actions with solar panels, EVs, efficient homes are captured. So that data is captured, it's then tokenized, and it's a green asset that's put on a marketplace. So what they're trying to do is they're going to tokenize the data, they're going to sell it to corporations, and corporations who are looking to offset their carbon emissions will be either buying the tokens, or I don't know if it's going to be NFT based, but they're going to be buying these assets in exchange. Now, the mechanisms of how this works is something I have to do a dive into, because it's a really interesting idea, but is it practical and will it be used? That's a whole other question. So for this project, I put links for this as well down in the description below. It's going to be capturing my energy usage using the plug that you see there. What we have is, it looks like we have two devices. So the first one is your standard outlet. So this is a standard North American outlet that you're gonna plug into, and you plug it into the wall. And they also have this wireless adapter. I'll get that over here. So I believe one connects to the other. It allows it to have network capabilities. But then again, I'm guessing right now I'm going to be jumping into this, doing a deep dive, and I'll be releasing a video on that a little bit later on, more than likely next week. So that's our key network. We also looked at 4DSKY. Those are the two projects. They're DePIN projects that I'm starting to get into. I have to do a little bit more research, but they're very interesting to me. And like it was asked earlier, I haven't put out any content related to DePIN because I haven't really found too many interesting projects out there that are actually producing revenue. There's one called Brusho, which is a DePIN brush. Like I brush my teeth, but I don't know if the data is actually going to be useful to anybody out there. So I didn't jump into that one. These two actually seem like they have real utility and value. So I'm in that. Now, there's another project I'm going to talk about here. And this one's for free. And I like free things, and maybe you do too. And this one, if you've had success with 375 AI, there's another project out there that is very similar, and it's called CapturGO. So let me share this tab instead. So CapturGO is very similar to 375 AI, where it is an app that you install on your phone. I'm going to put it on here on stage so you can see it. There it is. It's an app that you install on your phone. It's going to need access to your GPS. It might also need access to some of the files on your system, but it'll ask you before you do it. One thing that I definitely want to mention is that this is in beta. It's testnet right now, and you can only use this on an iPhone. So if you have an Android phone, it's not out for Android yet, but it's iPhone only right now. And you have to have the Flight Center. I think it's called Flight Center. It's basically a sandbox environment for testnet apps to go into and for you to use it. Now, I don't have my iPhone connected to the studio right now, so I can't show it to you. But the app is very similar, where it has a map with a bunch of hexagons, and you are capturing data as you drive around. And my phone just died. Okay. I'm going to remove that off the stage. Stop the camera. Okay. So let me see if we have any questions related to that. What's this? Oh, sorry. If you think you're talking about Arkeen. Arkeen is in the comments below. That's the device I was looking at. I know a lot of us are in Star Power, so it's a very similar project to it. Star Power is already on the next stage, and they're releasing an EV battery, a power bank battery that's for your home for backup power. I believe Arkeen will be doing the same thing as well. So that's a little bit further down in their roadmap, but they're trying to go down that same thing. Oops. I got a lot of things going on. Just unplugging the camera. Yes, CapturGO. That's the one I'm talking about. Yes, it's iPhone only. That is correct. So it's iPhone only. And the team did say that they're releasing an Android version. One thing that I can mention is you don't need a phone yet to sign up. So you can actually go to the website. I put it in the description below, and you can sign up and create an account. And when the app gets released, you can go ahead and do that. One benefit for signing up is you get 25 of their bonus tokens. So these tokens don't mean anything. There's zero value to it because this project is in testnet. But when it does go mainnet, it will get converted to a token. I don't know if there's a ratio, if it's 1-to-1, but that is an opportunity, especially if you like to get into things early. That's why I'm mentioning it right now. All right. I wonder sometimes if new projects just replicate some other yeah, maybe it's a good thing if they offer a better solution. Yeah, so competition is good, but it also gets saturated. CapturGO is very similar to 375, like I had mentioned. competitors in the space is good, but who actually has a useful function and who actually gets clients, that's a whole other thing. I think 375 is a lot further on into this right now, and they already have some potential clients if they've not already signed them up. This one is just getting off the ground, and if it gets the legs off the ground the similar way, there could definitely be something happening here. So for 375, the token is already mainnet. Let me see if I can pull it up, because that would be interesting to look at. Usually, projects take a huge dump after their token generation event. $3.75 is not taking a dump. I mean, there was a pump and it came down, but it's holding its own. It's staying at about 4.5 cents right now, which is great. It's also very early to say what's going to happen. It's only been about a month since it's had its TGE, but there's been a lot of success behind this project. I'm following it, and I think it could do well. I'm also DCAing into it. So I'm using the app as well as I'm picking up the tokens, because I think if this market actually takes off, there's going to be some real potential behind it. All right, let's see what we have. Some other questions over here. Yes. Yes. My plug does go offline. I have to reboot it. Be careful with your plug. If you've had a surge, then there's a possibility that it's faulted. So with my Star Power plug, I started having this issue where it would frequently go offline. And then one time it went offline and never came back on. So I went into their Discord. I opened up a ticket and they replaced it. It was within 8 months of me receiving it. So I think it's within their warranty period. Definitely check that out. If you're having this problem, just find out how frequently it's happening. And I would make contact to the team in the Discord, so at least it's logged, so they know that you had an issue with it. So if you ever do have to replace it, it's been noted somewhere. I use DePIN Hub to check for new projects, but now it doesn't show the newest projects. Do you have any recommendations? Yes. So I use DePIN Hub as well. Really, the number one place that I'm finding projects right now is on Twitter. Hashtag DePIN. Also, just going around to other influencers. There is a few out there. Your friend Andy, Os Lovato, Raptor Mining. They're all out there and they're talking about new projects, and these are people who are grinding really hard and just searching for new projects all the time. So there are websites that are great, like DePIN Hub, but checking out influencers might be your best bet, at least if you're trying to find something that's new before their generation event happens. Another place to check out is, another place to check out, this is kind of sleazy, but if you check out places like HeliumDeploy, who sponsors this video, who actually sent me the 4DSKY unit, they're often in projects early as well. So if you go into their store, you will see a ton of projects listed, as well as their socials, because not only are they talking about projects that they're involved in and actively selling, but they're just talking about different projects in general. And like DePIN apps, like CapturGO, they mentioned those projects as well. So that's another great place to look. Oh, I think I already said that one. Sorry. What else we got here? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. If the costs are not crazy. So for me personally, depending on what the project is and what the hardware is, I have a cap for node projects that are sub $500. I don't like to get into anything that's over $500 unless it's very, very compelling. And for DePIN projects, it's $1,000. That's the max for me. So your budget might be different, but when I'm looking into projects, that's typically the window that I'm looking in, as well as the criteria. How big is the audience that they're trying to serve? Do they have any revenue coming in? There's a few other things that I'm looking at when I'm trying to jump into a project. 4DSKY definitely seems like one of those projects that has a lot of potential, and that's why I'm looking into it. Now, Arkeen, with this plug that I just opened up, that plug is $130 if you compare it to WABA, which I believe is $70, or Star Power, which is about $100. Maybe it's $130 as well. I mean, maybe it's worth something because it's pretty much set and forget it. Once you have it plugged in, it's generating tokens for you. You're basically dollar cost averaging into the project over time. So that's an incentive for me to buy into it for smaller projects. Yes. Okay. So a project that I'm really excited about is called XNet, and it's doing horrible right now. Let me pull up the chart. This project is generating revenue. This is a real project generating real revenue. It's a penny right now. Well, you can't even see this. Sorry. Let me pull this on the screen. God, CCM, this is what I'm talking about, bud. It's terrible at this. All right, there we go. There. All right, so this is it. It's called XNet. This is a project I'm excited about, even though the chart looks horrible. I got into it. So I bought the hardware last year, and it's because the ROI was very, very short. I think the ROI on the hardware was less than 6 months. Let's take a look at 3 months, because I've been dollar cost averaging into it over the last 3 months. And it's been around the 2-cent mark for most of the time, but it's been going down. But the rest of the market's also been going down. The market cap is $1.7 million. Now, one thing I have to tell you about X-Mobile is they have a contract for offloading bandwidth with AT&T. That's a real customer. They're generating real revenue, offloading bandwidth onto their network. And that's what very few projects are actually doing, let alone a giant like AT&T. And it's not the only telco that they have a contract with. They have a couple more already lined up. They haven't dropped any information about it yet. And they'll probably release that over the next few months. I don't know when that'll happen. But the fact that they already have AT&T as a client and they're offloading data for them is phenomenal. And they're doing it in just specific markets. It's not all over the United States right now. It's where they have a higher concentration, or it's where AT&T doesn't have a higher concentration of antennas. So this is something to keep your eye on. And at this price, maybe put a couple $100. I don't know. Not financial advice, but this is definitely something to look at. And do your own research, because everything I'm telling you is on their Twitter account, and it's also on their website. So you can check that out for yourself. Only 2. How much is the capture device? Oh, the energy capture device. Yeah, so the Arkeen device was $130. I put a link to their shop in the description, so you can check that out. It was $129 US, and when I purchased it with crypto using USDT, I believe it's the Matic, on the Matic network. I believe Arkeen also has their token live, so let's maybe pull that up, take a look at that. Let's see. What is their token called? Their token's not listed. So right now you can only swap for their token. Oh, here it is. AKRE. That's a token. Current market cap 2.5 million. This is a 3-month chart. 3 zeros and a 4. That's a 1 year. Let's take a look at the max. Is the max the same? So obviously a massive pump, and then it looks like it might come back. I'm not really sure. I don't know how well this project will perform. It's just something new to me now. So as you can tell by looking at the chart, they've actually been out for over a year now. I do think that there's potential with it, and that's why I'm getting into it. But again, this is one of those high risk plays that I'm getting into. For the cost, $129, it doesn't seem to be too much, just to see what happens. Once I have it installed, it's going to generate tokens over time. And if it pumps, it's great. If it doesn't, not too bad. Not too much of a hit. Better to buy the miner. If you're talking about XNet, which is, let me just pull up the website so you can see it. All right, so here's the website. If you want to purchase the hardware, one thing that you have to keep in mind is that foot traffic is the most important part for you to actually earn something. Because they're teamed up with a cellular business, AT&T, and they're offloading data, there has to be users in the area for that data to be offloaded for. And if they don't exist, then you're not going to generate anything. You're not going to earn anything. So this is going to do well if you have a cafe that you can install it in, a mall, anything with a lot of foot traffic, outdoors like a park, a theater, something like that. That's where you'd want to deploy it. If you can't deploy it in there, then purchase the token. I live in a residential area, and there's really good cell reception in my area, so I don't think it would be useful where I live. So that's why I'm DCing into the token. Int, ooh, int. Entropy. Let's see how that's doing. So I got into Entropy. Since they sold the project to a new team, and that happened earlier in the year, I haven't been too much of a fan of what they're doing over there. I can't pull up the token, of course. Oh, there it is. Entropy. Okay. Of course, it's up 40% today. I'm not even sure if this chart is real. $1.68 SOL. I'm not even sure if this is the correct chart. So I believe you're talking about Entropy. I have my device. It's running behind me. It's mining away. I haven't converted it. I picked up an NFT, and we'll see how it goes. Again, this was a meme project, so I'm not expecting a whole lot to it. There's really no utility to it. It's just a fun project to get involved in. How's it going? Welcome back. I saw your message at the beginning of the stream. I think I already answered that one. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining the stream. Oops. Sky Mapper. Sky Mapper. Okay, let me check that one out. Gaming, did you message me on Twitter about this project? I think I've seen it. Or maybe you put this in the comments. I remember looking this up after someone mentioned it. So I believe this is a decentralized project with telescopes and monitoring the sky. Real-time observations. This is interesting. I guess if you're looking for aliens and spaceships, that would be useful. Also, following constellations and everything else. Yeah, okay. I'm not really big into space, so I don't know too much about this. Seems interesting, maybe just not for me. All right. He has one. Awesome. Good stuff. What's your opinion of it? How much is it earning for you? And do you know if power consumption relates to how much you actually earn? That's kind of interesting. No. Links, yeah. So links for everything I'm talking about are in the description below. Ono. Okay, so Ono is very similar to GeoNet. Let me see if I can pull this up. OnoKoi, there we go. Down 62% on the year. Let's take a look at 3 months. OnoKoi is doing very similar things to GeoNet. I have a device. It's unplugged right now because I haven't installed half of my DePIN devices. The one thing I do like about OnoKoi is I can split the GNSS antenna and I can feed it to multiple devices so I can mine multiple coins. It's been around for a bit. It hasn't had the same success as GeoNet. GeoNet, in my opinion, is the leader in the space right now. It's also one of the most sustainable DePIN projects that's out there. So if you can't get into GeoNet, you should be taking a look at their token because this project is leading the space. And basically, when there's comparisons made to other projects in DePIN, they're always comparing themselves to what GeoNet's doing. So that's something to put out there. How much does it earn? My OnoKoi was earning anywhere between $15 and $20 a month, and that was when the token price was higher. So I don't know how much it's earning right now. All my beta tokens are still in beta. The longer you hold them, you can convert them at a higher rate. So I left them as is. Yeah. I'm a little bit disappointed with the project. They build up great hype, though. Really good marketing campaign. Yeah. A decentralized UFO tracker. Hey, it's in the news a lot. Maybe there's UFOs. Maybe there is something to watch. Any update on Sky? No, there isn't any updates on SkyX. I still have my device running. It's one of the few devices I have running right now. That one and the Nebula Marco. Nebula, as you know, or maybe you don't know, they went mainnet already. And their token NB has been released. I believe there was a massive sell-off. They also have nodes. I picked up one of their nodes. Nebula Networks. Let's see. Yeah. This one got crushed too. 93% in the last 3 months. It opened up and it was around 10 cents. It's less than a penny right now. For Nebula, I know you asked about SkyX. SkyX, I don't have any updates on that. There hasn't been a ton of information released on it. For Nebula, what they're trying to do is create a predictive market around weather data. They're going to try to make something like Polymarket where you could bet on the weather. So we'll see if that goes anywhere. I'm hoping SkyX does something because they've been quiet for a while. It's in testnet. Okay. Oops. All right. Staking's amazing. Okay. Yeah, it is really new, but the $1,800 cost to pick up a telescope is where that's the hurdle for me. I think the upfront cost for a project I don't know very much about and hasn't really shown too much yet. Obviously, I'm just talking off the top of my head. I have to do a little bit more research, but it's a pretty hefty price. Okay, so it's been a while since I looked at OnoKoi. I should probably do an update on it. Yeah, I'm staking OnoKoi as well on my Ono. How is the Wi-Fi 7 device? Which is the Wi-Fi? Oh, XNet. Is that what we're talking about? XNet. So I don't have the Wi-Fi 7. I'm using the Wi-Fi 6. Before, I lived by a school, so there was some traffic. I also have to know I'm in Canada, so they don't have approval from the CRTC to go full-on deployment here. So that's another problem. So if you're looking at XNet and you want to get into the project, the best country to install their devices in the United States. Until they get regulatory approval from any other country, it's not really worth investing in the hardware. If you're going to be looking at the project, the token is probably going to be the best place to do it. I was receiving the minimal amount with my XNet device, which would equate to, I think, about $15 a month. Right now, it's unplugged. I used to have a park and a school behind me, so there was a lot more foot traffic. There's nobody here, just trees behind me, so I'm not serving anyone. So that's why I haven't plugged it in. Yes, I do know about the project. I really like Deep. Deep hosts, they have a decentralized network of nodes, and they're hosting other nodes on this decentralized network. So for redundancy for those projects, failover, decentralization, it's really good. Deep is also a real company, and they have real revenue. So they are already hosting on their own server network, and they have clients that are purchasing it. What they're looking at doing is migrating some of those nodes over onto this new Deep network and decentralizing those nodes. So there's real utility behind it. It's a really good project. They haven't had their TGE yet. At least I don't believe they have. And I don't even know if they're selling their miners still, because they only release so many at a time, which I really like. They're not trying to saturate the network and just release a bunch of devices just to generate some revenue. They actually are thoughtful of their deployment. So it's a great project in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you need to have a telescope already. Looking at the website, it looks like you have to actually purchase one of theirs. I'm assuming there's some sort of mechanism to report the data to the network that would be involved. But I'm guessing. Really? It was the devs that started Ent. I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. So the original developers had a great idea. I think their idea was awesome. It really hit a lot of checkmark boxes when it comes to memes. And I guess they sold it off. Okay. When will we earn with Deep? So with the Deep networks, right now, I believe you're getting something called points, Deep points. You have to log into your dashboard to see what you're accumulating. I'm not even sure if they're reporting the amount of points that you're earning per day. I think they're just talking about uptime and the amount of days that you're online. From what I remember, there will be a conversion tool or something to calculate how much those points are worth. But your uptime means the most, and the amount of days that you're connected also means a lot. So if you're looking at the project, you want to make sure that you have strong bandwidth and that you have good uptime, so your power will matter as well. So if you're in an area that gets a lot of blackouts, probably not the project for you. Jay Violet, welcome. Thank you for your support. Thanks for coming on. And that is everything. What I'll probably mention right now before I go is that when it comes to Black Friday, everybody's selling their hardware for cheap. So crypto hardware wallets is a big deal. For me, I'm using Tangem, and I'm also using OneKey Pro. This is OneKey. They both have Black Friday sales. So 25% off, 20% off. If you use the influencer code CryptoJar, you can stack it on top. So you're getting a double discount. So if you don't have a hardware wallet, which I highly recommend, you don't have to use either one of these. I just recommend getting your coins off the exchange and putting it in your own personal custody. So these are two great wallets. I have both of them and I use them regularly. So 2 great options right now. I've linked them down below. Tangem is a card. There's a Tangem one. OneKey Pro, or the OneKey, is a physical wallet that you plug in with a USB-C. And you can also use the app. So 2 great wallets, 2 great deals. Wanted to mention them as well. And one other thing that I wanted to talk about and just show you real quickly before I go is that the company that sent me the 4DSKY is HeliumDeploy, and they're going to be doing a drop on the air squirter. I can't believe they called it an air squirter, but that's the name of it. It is $985. So you have to really believe in the project and the utility and where it's going to go to spend $985. Like I had mentioned, my max is $1,000, so this is just under that. But it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and you also have to make sure that you can provide proper coverage. So you have to have proper visibility of the sky. So that's where you can get it. I've linked it down below. I'm going to be dropping a video, a detailed video. I'll do a deep dive on this project, and I'll break it down a little bit further. Obviously, right now is just a quick overview. I don't know a ton about it, but I will know a lot about it once I read the white paper. But that's it for 4DSKY. And all the links are down below in the description for everything that you need and everything that I talked about. And that's it for my stream. Thank you very much for coming on. And maybe I do it again. By the way, if you can let me, I should have started the stream with this. I just wanted to know what country everybody's from, so I can figure out the time zone and when I should do live streams. But I'm trying to do something regularly, and I might be using the slot either Tuesday or Wednesday evening. For me, I'm in Toronto. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might be doing it about 7 o'clock. Just something to put out there. Anyways, thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate your time, and have a great day. Talk to you later.